Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to cut through the noise, get you the insights that, well, that really matter. Today, we're tackling something we all face: life's constant crossroads. You know, those big moments, wondering which career path, what life decisions, how to navigate relationships.
Yeah, they feel like separate things, don't they?
Exactly. But our sources today, they argue these choices are actually deeply interconnected.
Right, and that they demand a more holistic approach.
Precisely.
So for this deep dive, our mission is really to explore how you navigate these critical points. We're using insights from some powerful materials, especially a workshop on holistic approach, and also resources on education and career, the goal. To arm you, really, with the knowledge and frameworks to make informed decisions for a future that feels purposeful, without getting totally overwhelmed by all the options.
Yeah, avoiding that analysis paralysis.
Good.
And to set the stage, there's this quote from our sources that just immediately grabbed me. It says, "If you are young, it's your right to know the truth, instead of wasting years and realizing I was in the wrong game."
Wow.
Yeah. Every decision you make will affect your tomorrow. Stay conscious with what you are doing and where you are going.
That's not just advice, is it? It's pretty direct.
It feels like a wake-up call. Demands intention.
Yeah, to be conscious about where you're headed.
So that quote about being conscious with decisions, it really makes you think how we choose our path, right? It's not just about the job. Our sources highlight this crucial distinction many of us miss. They call it career bifurcation.
Sounds a bit academic.
It does, but it's actually super practical. It means exploring multiple, maybe even unrelated career paths at the same time.
Okay, like diversifying.
Exactly. Diversifying your options, especially when things feel uncertain, not putting all your eggs in one basket. But what surprised me was how often we mix up academic courses with actual careers.
Oh, yeah. That's common.
Like science, commerce, arts. Those are courses, right?
Right, academic subjects.
But a career,
Yeah.
that's being an advocate, a judge, a dancer, a singer.
Exactly. The actual profession.
And our sources say getting clear on that difference is, well, it's everything.
It's absolutely foundational. A career, like our sources define it, isn't just what you study. It's the activity, the profession you do over time to earn a living. So when you're looking at industries, roles, opportunities, the insight is to ground those choices in your personal interests, your skills, and, what you genuinely aspire to.
Right. It's about aligning what you do with who you are.
Yes. Not just following a path because it looks good on paper or someone else did it.
And thinking about those academic paths, it can feel really complex.
Oh, definitely.
You've got diplomas, which are often shorter than degrees, bachelors, usually 3 or 4 years.
A standard route for many.
Then masters for specializing, PhDs, postdocs for deep research.
Yeah, that traditional ladder.
But here's an insight from the sources that felt a bit counterintuitive. That ladder isn't always the smartest path for everyone.
Exactly. And that's where options like vocational courses or B.Voc degrees come in. Our materials highlight their strategic advantage.
Okay, tell me more about those.
Well, if you know you want to work directly in a specific field, they can be a game changer. They're super industry-oriented, packed with training, hands-on workshops.
So something more practical.
Immensely practical. And crucially, to be equivalent to a degree, a B.Voc needs that 3-year duration.
And what kind of fields are we talking about?
Things like software development, animation, banking and finance, hotel management, a whole range. The point is, this path can offer a faster, more direct route into high-demand jobs, often with less debt, too.
That's huge. Less debt and faster entry.
It's a powerful option, often overlooked, I think, especially in today's market.
And navigating all this, especially somewhere like India, you also need to understand the regulators, right? The governing bodies.
Yes, that's important. Think of them as quality control.
Like the UGC, University Grants Commission.
Right, and AICTE for technical education. Their job is setting standards, approving institutions, basically making sure your degree means something.
So it's not about memorizing the acronyms.
No, not at all. It's about understanding that these systems exist to protect the value, the integrity of your education. That's vital if you're investing time and money.
Which leads us to the exams. Why is the Indian exam system so competitive?
Well, our sources explain it acts as this massive filter for university admissions, for jobs.
The filter.
With millions competing for limited spots. These exams, academic, scholarship, postgraduate, job exams, they just become incredibly high stakes.
Like the IITG mains example in the sources.
Exactly. Prime example. High difficulty, very low selection ratio. The insight isn't just about the competition, it's understanding you're navigating a system designed for really rigorous selection.
And with that kind of pressure, it's no wonder people ask, is moving abroad a good idea?
A very common question.
Our sources really push us to think critically here. Is it just about the currency change? What's really available overseas that you can't get in India?
And the risks.
Yeah, the risks are huge, taking on massive student loans.
Only to potentially end up in low-skilled work, like the source mentions, driving trucks cabs, just to pay off the debt.
It makes you question the real cost, beyond just the money.
And this brings us to a really critical and honestly sensitive point from the workshop source. Dangerous routes, donkey, and blood currency dollar.
Right. That was powerful.
It recounts this truly tragic story of a young man from Punjab's Darabasi.
Who died trying to get to the U.S. via Cambodia.
Yes, on one of these perilous donkey routes. His family paid an agent 25 lakh.
25 lakh, that's an incredible amount.
An immense sacrifice. And this story, it forces us to look past any perceived glamour of moving abroad, to confront the huge financial, emotional, even physical costs. It raises a really profound question. Is survival abroad truly easy? Or are many people just following the herd?
Caught up in chasing an idealized life.
Instead of consciously pursuing their own purpose, are they running away from something or running towards something genuine?
That story. Wow. It really puts blood currency in a stark light.
It does.
It just highlights how incredibly important it is to be clear, to be conscious about why we make these big life moves.
Absolutely.
Which brings us perfectly to the core skill behind all these choices. Decision-making.
The foundation.
Yeah. And this is where it gets, really interesting. Because the sources describe it as this incredible cognitive process, not just picking A or B.
Right, it's complex.
It's this intricate dance involving perception, attention, thought, imagination, intelligence, knowledge, memory, evaluation, reasoning.
Your whole mind is involved.
It's like your brain playing this high-stakes game of choose your own adventure, isn't it?
That's a good way to put it. And what the sources show is that decisions truly permeate every part of our lives.
Yeah.
Personal, professional.
Everywhere.
And they're shaped profoundly by two key things. Our personal experiences, our values, beliefs, identity, and our professional experiences, the skills, the knowledge we gain from work.
So every choice reflects that mix.
Exactly. It's a product of who we are and what we've learned, playing out in real time.
Okay, so the materials break decision-making down. These frameworks seem really helpful for understanding ourselves. First, rational versus emotional.
Logic versus feelings.
Right. Rational is logic, facts like choosing a car for fuel efficiency. Emotional is driven by feelings, buying a gift out of love.
We toggle between those modes all the time.
Then there's short-term versus long-term.
Immediate versus future.
Short-term, immediate outcomes, like what's for lunch. Long-term, aiming for future benefits, retirement, big career goals.
And the insight here, I think, is recognizing which mode you're operating in for a given decision and asking if it's the right mode for that choice.
Is my gut feeling appropriate here, or do I need cold, hard facts?
Precisely. And connecting this to the bigger picture, the applications are just vast.
Yeah.
From everyday things like choosing a course or managing relationships, right up to major business decisions, strategic planning, risk assessment.
So the ability to make good decisions.
It's absolutely fundamental
Yeah.
for navigating life effectively, for building that purposeful future we talked about.
Okay, so how do we get better at it? The workshop gave some crucial do's and don'ts.
Yes, very practical advice.
For the do's, try to write things down, take accountability, break old patterns, seek expert guidance.
Sound advice.
But the don'ts really hit home for me. Don't just follow friends, don't copy answers, don't rush your career process, don't believe everything on Google. And this one, avoid advice from people who just talk but don't act.
Ooh, that's a good one.
These sound simple, but honestly, breaking old patterns or not listening to that well-meaning friend who isn't actually doing anything, that's hard.
It is incredibly hard. We're wired for social proof.
Did the source offer specific ways to fight those tendencies?
It absolutely does. And it links back to personal agency. Our sources talk about freedom's trap, living someone else's life.
Freedom's trap. Interesting.
The deeper insight isn't just don't copy. It's about consciously designing your own measures for success, rigorously aligning decisions with your own needs and values.
Like that understand your need activity from the workshop.
Exactly. The flat-out way approach detailed in the sources.
Yeah.
It's specifically about empowering you to Think critically, act decisively, making sure your path is truly yours, not just following the crowd or external pressures.
Right, building that internal compass.
Precisely.
Okay, so building on that idea, aligning with our true selves, let's shift focus. A vital, maybe often overlooked part of what the source calls adult education, relationships.
Yes, crucial.
Whether personal or professional, healthy relationships seem like the bedrock of a fulfilling life.
They really are.
Built on communication, respect, trust, understanding, emotional support, these core pillars.
And when any of those start to crack.
The whole thing feels unstable.
And our sources helpfully map out the different types of relationships we navigate.
Okay.
There are romantic connections, intimacy, love, affection, mutual support.
Right.
Then familial bonds, shared history, maybe unconditional love, responsibility, parents, siblings, extended family, friendships, non-romantic, voluntary, built on shared interests, trust, emotional connection.
Yeah.
And finally, professional relationships, workplace stuff, guided by respect, collaboration, clear boundaries.
Each one needs a different kind of attention, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Different dynamics, different expectations.
And like any complex system, relationships face issues. The source has outlined some common ones.
Yeah. And they're not always huge, dramatic blow-ups.
Right. Sometimes subtle stuff, like challenges with in-laws and extended family, boundaries blurring, interference.
Loyalty conflicts, yeah. That could be tough.
Communication styles is another big one. Just
Yeah.
different ways of talking or handling conflict can cause so much friction.
Huge source of misunderstanding.
And conflicting personal goals or values, that seems major. Like one partner wants to move abroad for work, the other wants to stay near family.
Those fundamental life direction clashes. They're not easy to resolve.
No.
But then the forces pivot to what makes relationships healthy, the characteristics.
Okay, what are those?
They talk about authenticity, being able to be truly yourself. Vulnerability, sharing your inner world carefully.
That takes courage.
It does. Mutual trust, knowing your openness won't be weaponized. Emotional presence, really being there, listening fully. And acceptance, feeling seen and valued, flaws and all.
Those aren't just nice words, are they?
Not at all. The insight is that these are active, conscious choices we make. They build security, meaning.
Okay, now, on a more serious but vital note, the sources cover abuse and its types.
Yes, this is critical. For self-protection, for understanding boundaries.
Absolutely. Let's
Yeah.
break these down clearly. Physical abuse, that's direct harm, right? Hitting, slapping, kicking, choking.
Strangling, burning, using weapons, any intentional bodily harm.
Then verbal abuse. Non-physical, but deeply damaging.
Name-calling, insults, yelling, screaming, demeaning language, threats. It chips away at you.
Yeah.
And we also need to recognize psychological or emotional abuse. This one's often harder to spot.
How so?
It includes things like gaslighting, making you doubt your own reality, intimidation, isolation, humiliation, manipulation. It's about control, eroding your self-trust. It's vital to see it for what it is.
Gaslighting seems particularly insidious.
It really is. And then there's digital or cyber abuse, increasingly common now.
Like cyberstalking.
Yes, or sending threatening messages, non-consensual sharing of intimate images, revenge porn, or tracking devices without permission, using technology to control or harm.
Okay. And finally, sexual abuse.
Which covers a range of deeply violating acts. Rape, attempted rape, molestation, unwanted touching.
Sexual exploitation, harassment.
Coercion or manipulation into sexual acts. Any sexual act without explicit, enthusiastic consent.
Understanding these types, it's not just labeling, it's about validating experiences.
And knowing help is available, that you're not alone.
Exactly.
And this is where the materials powerfully connect awareness to action. Knowing about prevention, legal protections, it's paramount.
Like the IPC articles mention, the Indian Penal Code.
Precisely. They offer real legal recourse. Section 319 deals with punishment for hurt physical harm. Section 375 defines rape. Section 354 covers assault or criminal force intended to outrage modesty, particularly for women.
And cybercrime.
Aspects of Section 66E, violation of privacy, are relevant there. The crucial insight isn't memorizing numbers.
Right.
It's understanding these laws exist to protect you. They provide a path to justice. It's about empowering you with the knowledge that you are not powerless.
That's incredibly important. So bringing this all together, what does it mean for your journey, for the listener?
Yeah, what are the big takeaways?
Well, this deep dive has distilled some potent points from the sources. First, career exploration and transformation. They aren't one-off things. They're ongoing, vital for long-term success.
Continuous process.
Second, your decision-making skills. They fundamentally shape everything. Personal, professional, future. It all hinges on choices.
Absolutely critical.
And third, healthy relationships, all kinds, need conscious communication, respect, empathy, understanding.
The 3 pillars.
Yeah.
Career, decisions, relationships.
Totally intertwined.
Indeed. And that flat-out way mission mentioned in the materials, it's all about that holistic education, capacity building.
Educating the whole person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Beyond just academics. Cultivating physical, emotional, moral, psychological, spiritual sides. They emphasize experiential, self-guided learning.
To give you the tools.
The tools, the mindset, the confidence to navigate your own journey with clarity, with purpose. That career portfolio idea, for example.
Yeah.
That's a practical step in self-guided learning, like creating your own evolving roadmap.
I like that, your personal roadmap.
Yeah.
So this deep dive, it's shown us your journey isn't just picking a job or a degree. It's this continuous process, self-discovery, conscious choices, building meaningful connections.
Right.
It's about being mindful of, well, who you are becoming with every single choice you make.
And maybe to leave you with one final thought directly from our source material that really echoes everything we've discussed. Every decision you make will affect your tomorrow. Stay conscious with what you are doing and where you are going.
Stay conscious.
We really encourage you to actively engage with your own choices. Use the principles we've talked about. Critical thinking, self-awareness, that holistic view. Your future is genuinely yours to shape.